Well, a new study reveals that Americans' anxiety, economic anxiety, hitting an all-time high as we head right into this election. In fact, it's up 20% from last year alone. 39% of folks now saying that their financial situation is keeping them up at night. Here to discuss, Shelby, Holliday, Kirsten, Haglund, and Kevin Paul Scott. Kevin, you know, this is interesting because this used to be the kind of thing that we talked about 3 weeks, 4 weeks into an election, this sort of economic anxiety, this angst that so many people in this country feel about not being able to keep up or send their kids to college.
Yeah, now you have a situation where I think it says 62% of Americans think that the system is rigged for one group over another, so people are not comfortable with it. And now when you look at both candidates, there's even more uncertainty because you know exactly what you get with Hillary Clinton, and that scares people. And on the other side, you don't know exactly what you get with Donald Trump. Has the opportunity to be good, but that also scares people. So right now, even deciding which candidate wins still doesn't bring any clarity to this uncertainty that most Americans are feeling.
But here's the thing, though, guys. With Donald Trump's economic plan, we're talking lower taxes, we're talking less regulations. I mean, he has tried to articulate a way of reinvigorating America's economy. And I'm really sad that it's gotten away from this because I think people are in a bad place. And, you know, when Kevin brought up 62% of the people feel that this system is rigged, you look deep in there and you can see where all the anger and hatred and animosity is coming from, Shelby.
It was so interesting to look at that number because 60% of Trump supporters think the system is rigged for people who take entitlements, while 60% of Clinton supporters say it's rigged for white people. And you really see the angst. You see
but 91% say it's rigged for the rich, and 89% say it's rigged for politicians. So,
right.
You know, so there's some.
And you see those underlying anxieties that are driving this election.
This is, I mean, this is what I think has spawned the Bernie Sanders. I think
Yes.
this is in part what, you know, that Donald Trump has tapped into.
Yep.
So why then, Kirsten, isn't this what we're going to decide the election on?
Because, I mean, people care about how, you know, their pocketbook feels and how the economy feels to them. But right now, all they're seeing in the media are these scandals playing out for both candidates. And really, it's doing such a disservice because we haven't had the opportunity in these debates, in some of these interviews, to really hear what their key points are and to have them be challenged by the media and by journalists so that they can refine those points a little bit more. You're right. Trump has more of the pro-growth kind of plan, but also if he's going to start a trade war or any other kind of war, that could the cost of that could outweigh the benefits of more of that pro-growth tax plan. So people have to really.
But by the same token, I think, Kevin, a lot of people are saying, hey, you know what? It's not about a trade war. It's about letting the rest of the world know, putting them on notice that we want to have better trade policies with them. So it might be more of a tactical maneuver than anything else, but economically, if you're looking at both presidential candidates and you see this anxiety at an all-time high, which candidate do you think has the best plan to help us?
Well, I think plan-wise, Donald Trump has the best plan, but I think Kirsten is right. There is some uncertainty that comes with that. So no question, you compare the plans, Hillary Clinton's to Donald Trump's. Donald Trump's is better for most of the American people. It's lower taxes, it's less regulation, but they're still not completely clear on what he's going to do, how much he's going to work, and what the effect is going to be. And because of that, I think it still creates some uncertainty, and that's why we're not hearing the clarity. And they're right, we're hearing more about scandals than we are about economic solutions.
Shelby, because we know that economic anxiety feeds into all these other areas that you alluded to earlier. Do you think we can get back to a place in this country when the tide lifts, then everyone sort of feels better about all of these other sub-issues?
Well, it is really an uphill battle, especially.
But if you have a job and you feel like you're getting raises, your animosity starts to fade a little bit.
It fades a little bit, and 30% of people think they're going to lose their job in the next 6 months. That's really hard to continue on when you think your job's going to be gone.
Yeah, the recovery has definitely been a lot slower than anyone had predicted, but the fact is that developed countries all over the world are growing at an anemic pace, right? So globalization and automation are going to be the challenges for businesses in the future. They just have to make sure they don't leave the American worker behind in the process.
All right, that means someone better look out for them. Thanks a lot, guys.